Alright, what up guys? In this video I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on how to create a Facebook ad if you plan on using Facebook advertising. Now in some of the other videos in this course I do recommend that you go with YouTube and video content promoted via AdWords for video. That's my #1 choice for gaining traffic and just promoting affiliate products and services in this day and age, because it just stands out. Video converts so much easier compared to text, compared to static just regular image ads. But with Facebook you can also run Facebook video ads. You can do a lot more these days, and the targeting is a lot more granular in terms of being able to really dial in your customer, your target demographic, so on and so forth, simply because Facebook has so many active users every single month, and it pulls all of their personal information, and you can get really detailed in terms of how targeted you want your ad to be. So basically we hopped into Ads Manager right here. You'll find that on the left hand sidebar of your Facebook account. You might need to have a Facebook page for your business if you do want to run ads. I'm not sure on this, but if you do, then it's free. So just create a Facebook page for your business, and then you just hop into the Ads Manager right here after you set it up, and then just click Create Ad. As you guys can see here, you can choose all sorts of different marketing objectives. My favorite ones would definitely be either traffic, video views, lead generation, or conversions. In order to use conversions, you have to implement the Facebook pixel onto your website. And if you have a WordPress website like I showed you how to create in this course, then including the Facebook or implementing the Facebook pixel is very easy. You can just look up, I'll include like a tutorial at the bottom of this. But since I already have the Facebook pixel on my page, I'm going to go ahead and then I'm just going to choose traffic. It's a very basic objective, getting people to the website. And so basically you just create a name for your campaign. So I'm just going to do Facebook test ad #1, continue. And here is where you guys get to choose your demographics, choose your audience, and basically niche down so that you guys can really find your target customer, and then you can get more bang for your buck. Because if you're just going to release an ad to 221 million Facebook members in the US, then basically you're not going to get a very high conversion rate. You're going to be wasting a lot of dollars, and you're not going to be seeing results. So ad set name, you can leave this default, but this is just to clarify if you have a bunch of different campaigns, you want to be able to see which campaign is which. So for this I would just do like US, and then we'll do like target demo 1, and you guys can name this wherever you want. If you have multiple ad sets, you can obviously create some sort of naming structure such as US UK. So that'll be the US, and then United Kingdom, and then we can do male, interest, golf, 18 to 45, something like that. So basically, as you guys can see right here, I'm already beginning to sort of target a small subset of this entire Facebook audience here. So basically what we do is we want to drive the traffic to our website, and then for the audience, see what you can do is you can actually create custom audiences or lookalike audiences if you have an email list. Let's say an email list of 1,000 email subscribers from your website. You can plug it in, and you can basically find people who are like the people who are already subscribed to your list. So what Facebook does is they take your list, right, and they match it up with all the Facebook users. And if there is a Facebook user for said email, it will pull their demographics such as their age, their gender, their interests, and it will basically create a custom audience so you can find people just like the people who subscribe to your website. So that's a very cool feature which you guys can use down the line. But for now, if you're starting from scratch, you don't have an email list, you don't have any custom audiences, what you can do is you can start like this. We'll start with the US only, and we'll choose people who live in this location, because it could be people who recently were in the location but they were traveling or visiting, but we're going to do people who actually live in the US. So basically you can choose your age range. So if you're selling something for like younger people, you can go all the way down to 13, and then you can cap it off at, let's say, something like 25. 13 to 25 years old. There's still 54 million users which are in our audience. The goal here, guys, as a quick tip for anyone getting to Facebook ads, is for your audience size, you want to almost get this down to around 1 million users. 1 million users is targeted enough, but at the same time it's a big enough audience that your ad is definitely going to perform better versus showing it to 54 million people. Because the more targeted you get, the better your ad is going to convert, the better your ad is going to perform, because the messaging is going to be there and it's going to attract the people in your target demo. So I like to go with English for this. I just like to do, you can do all, but I'll just do US just to keep it in line with what we're doing here. People in the US, people who speak English, everything is American. So now we're still at 50 million people. It's still a lot, but this is where you can really target down to those millions, 1 million, 10 million, and below. So you can start by choosing stuff like anywhere from education to income, net worth. Are they a homeowner? Do they rent an apartment? So many different things, guys. People who are single, people who are married, people who work in certain industries. It's crazy. So I hope you guys can see right here just the power and how detailed you can get when it comes to Facebook targeting. So just as an example, we're looking for 13 to 25 year old, let's do males. So we cut this in half, basically 25 million people, and maybe we're targeting people who, let's see, so 13 is pretty young. I don't know if like income is really going to be a big factor there, but financial, let's say we're just looking for people who are not making, who are actually at this, I guess the lowest is 30,000 to 39,999, and right off the bat we're down to 1.3 million people. So we put the income in there, we're down to only 1.3 million people already. If we were to add any more interest, like let's say we want to combine that with something else, like maybe people who are into cars, but they're in this income level, then as you can see the reach goes up, because instead of just targeting people who are this income, we're actually cross targeting people who are either into cars or in this income range, and I guess that increased our total potential reach, simply because it's there's more people who like cars, obviously 24 million people versus the people who are in this as you can see here, income demographic. So you can do all sorts of cross targeting if you guys can really just niche down and figure out what is your target customer like. What do they like? Where do they go on the internet? Where do they go shop? What do they buy? What brands do they wear? What do they eat? What I mean? Like, what do they talk about? Are they part of any forums? You can think of all sorts of things, and the closer you get to your target customer, really putting yourself in their shoes as someone who would be looking for your product or your service, then the closer you can get, the closer you get to making sales. And sales at the end of the day is king. Cash is king. At the end of the day, we're just trying to put our products in front of the right customer. That's it, guys. You're the middleman. All you're doing is connecting people with the right products that will better their lives. So always think about this, in a natural sort of business or commerce mindset, and then also just ethically. Like, we're trying to sell stuff. We're not just trying to make a commission here. All right. Whatever selfish reasons you may have for going into business, it's not going to help you if you're being selfish, when helping people and providing value is actually what's going to be a game changer. It's what's actually going to give you success, is when you help the most people possible. So I hope you guys see how cool this is, like how crazy you can get with the demographics, with the interest. But you can save this audience once you've chosen one, so you can reuse that audience for future campaigns and other ad sets if you plan to duplicate your ad sets and then choose different targeting for each one. But basically, you can actually, for the next part, you can edit your placements where you want your ad to be shown. So this is kind of important because you could be wasting money if you're showing yourself in, let's say, the right column, which I don't think performs that well. Let's take it out. Feeds, which is the main feed, I think that's good. Instant articles, I think this, I'm not really sure what this is. I think this is, it's like a suggested feed or something like that. So basically, let's just move on. Instagram, since Facebook owns Instagram, straight up, you can have your ad play on both Facebook and Instagram, same ad, but they own both platforms. So it makes your life so much easier. You don't have to go to a separate platform to run Instagram ads. And as you can see, they just added this. You can now run Instagram stories. So when you're watching someone's story and you see an ad, like a video at the end of their story, automatically play, like in Snapchat, then that right there is an Instagram story ad. So if you want to play with that, just hit that. And yeah, basically, you can even go so far as to choose like iOS or Android devices only. So if you want to target iPhone users, you hit that. But you can even do iPhone 7 users only, or iPhone 7, iPhone 7 Plus. So you could even take these out. Look at our audience size just shrink to 750K, which is still a decent size. I would still run an ad to 750,000 people for sure. Wow, you can even choose the OS version of that phone. So it's pretty crazy. My advice with this is similar to my advice with YouTube AdWords for video. You want to target your customer, but at the same time, don't try to get too intricate with it, simply because if your audience size goes down to, let's say, 20,000 people, that could be very effective for certain services, but you also don't want to be sort of, excluding a big potential market for your product or service. So, I wouldn't really want to see this down to something like 50,000, 100,000, but anywhere around the range of 1 million is a nice medium, because it's small enough that your ads are very targeted, but at the same time, it's not too small that you won't be running into the same people again and again, and you actually have a wide market to sell to. So basically, after all that, you can choose your budget. As with AdWords for video, $5 a day is enough to get started. So as you can see here, $5, and $5 actually is the minimum, I believe, for Facebook. Not sure on that. But basically, I like to do with $5. The more you can afford, the better. So 10 would be nice. Between 5 to 10 for beginners is a great daily budget. Notice how this is daily budget and not lifetime. So Facebook is going to spend, within the course of 24 hours every single day, they're going to try to spend $10. So make sure you're keeping an eye on your ads, because your ad could still continue running even if you want to stop it or you want to test something else. Make sure that you either turn the ad off, or if you're really worried about it, I would say you set a lifetime budget. But at the same time, I prefer daily budgets, simply because with lifetime budgets, the problem is the campaign's going to end, and if the ad is doing well, let's say you're getting a sale for every $10 you spend, then you want that to keep running indefinitely. So I like to do daily budgets. That's my preference. You can schedule a start and end date, but I like to just run it immediately, and then after that, you can just go ahead. I like to do the automatic bid amount, which, let Facebook optimize this stuff. Let Facebook optimize your bid amount. Let them optimize your your objective. So let's say traffic or clicks to the website. Let them do that, because Facebook is smart. I've learned over the years that Facebook, typically, they will give you the best results based on letting them handle the objective. So let them handle the bid amount. Let them handle the objective, which is traffic to the website. And then last but not least, you can just continue, and then this is where you can create your actual ad. So when creating your ad, I'm just going to show you guys an example right here. You have your Facebook page, and then you have your Instagram account if it's connected to the page, which you can do in Instagram settings. So you can actually choose the format for your ad. whether it's an image or if it's a video. So you can upload a video, you can upload different images. And so an image is like the basic display ad. I'm a big fan of video, so if you guys can get a video done, if you can either make one yourself or get it done on Fiverr, I highly recommend you create a video, because video views are really cheap on Facebook and video converts the best in my experience. I'm a huge proponent of video marketing. I really think that it's the future, and I think the future is right now, actually. So, you know, choose one of these based on what content you have. Upload your images right here, and as you guys can see, you can preview your ads. Here in the website URL is where you would put the URL to your landing page. So, you know, based on your Facebook, your WordPress account, you know, your website, you can just take that URL, take that domain from your landing page that we made, and then you can just plug it in, right here to the website URL. And then you can change the call to action. You can do something like shop now to get people to buy. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have that pixel, you know, you can track your conversions using that pixel if you've implemented it to your WordPress website. But yeah, if you don't, you know, you don't have to track conversions. It's optional, but obviously the more data, the better. So after you've done all that, you can review and confirm your ad, and then you can just launch it. Once you launch your ad, they have to review it. They have to review, and they have to make sure that your ad complies with their privacy or their policy terms and conditions. So make sure you read those. Sometimes you might get ads disapproved. This is when you violate certain terms. Excuse me. Such as if you have an image ad, you can't have more than 20% of text covering the thumbnail. Stuff like that. So you guys can research into that. Again, this is just a quick rundown, just showing you guys Facebook ads for anyone who's interested. There's tons of more content on the internet on how to actually create very effective Facebook ads and ad campaigns, and I'll link that below. But that's out of the scope of this course specifically. Again, like, Facebook ads is great and it works for certain people, but I'm a big believer in YouTube AdWords for video. So that is what I teach, and you know, I really get into in the previous video. But for this, it's just a quick rundown. Hope you guys got some value out of it. If you have any questions about Facebook ads that maybe you want to get answered, leave a comment below or in the Facebook group. But yeah, other than that, let's move on.